Have you ever wanted to tell a really great story about something that happened last week? Or maybe just explain what you did yesterday? Well, to do that, you've got to master one simple tool in English. And today, we are going to do just that.
All right, let's dive right in with a question that gets to the absolute heart of what we're talking about today.
No, really. Think about it for a second. Did you watch a movie, call a friend, maybe you finished a big project? Whatever it was, the way you answer that question, well, that's where the simple past tense comes in. So, what even is the simple past? It's pretty straightforward, actually. It's all about actions that are completely finished, done, over with. They started in the past and they ended in the past. It's that simple. Let's look at an example. See, the action, joining the competition, it happened yesterday, and now it's finished. This is a perfect textbook example of the simple past tense in action. So how do we actually build these sentences? Let's start with the most common one, the positive statement. This is how you tell people what did happen. Okay, here's the basic blueprint, and it's so simple. You start with your subject, I, he, they. Then you add the past tense version of the verb. We'll just call it verb to. Finish it off with your object, and you're golden. But that verb to, that's the real magic ingredient here. And here's that formula in the wild. She is our subject, painted is the verb to of paint, and a beautiful flower is the object. Simple, right? But what happens when we need to talk about things that didn't happen? All right, so we know how to say what happened. But what about saying what didn't happen, or asking a question about the past? Well, this is where a tiny but super important change comes into our formula. Okay, look closely at the pattern here. For positive sentences, we use verb to, just like we learned. But notice for negatives and questions, this little helper word did shows up. And the second it does, the main verb snaps right back to its original form, verb 1. This is the whole secret. Let's walk through this with a real example. In the positive sentence, we say went. That's the verb to of go. But for the negative and the question, you see how did just pops in there? And as soon as it does, the main verb switches right back to go. This pattern is seriously the most important rule you need to remember. Okay, listen up. If you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer, make it this next part. We're about to boil everything down into one simple, powerful rule that will never let you down. This is it. This is the whole game right here. If your sentence is positive, you use verb to. If it's negative or a question, you bring in the helper did and use the original verb 1. That's it. Let's lock this in with our painting example. See, it's a positive statement. There's no did anywhere, so we use verb to, painted. Easy peasy. But now we're making it negative, so the helper did not shows up, and bam, our main verb goes right back to its original form, paint. Once you see this pattern, you just can't unsee it. Okay, so you've got the rules down pat. But how do you know when it's the right time to use the simple past? Well, lucky for us, there are some common clue words to look for. The answer is to keep an eye out for words that signal a very specific, completed time in the past. Think of them like little signposts that are telling you, hey, use the simple past right here. And here they are, some of the most common signals. Anytime you see words like yesterday, last week, or 2 days ago, it is a huge clue that you're talking about a finished past action, and that means you need the simple past tense. So let's bring it all home one last time. The crucial point, the main takeaway, is this. When you're making a positive statement about something that happened, use verb to. For literally everything else, your negatives and your questions, you bring in your little helper did and use the original verb 1. And honestly, that's really all there is to it. You now have the complete toolkit for talking about the past. It's such a powerful way to connect with people and share your experiences. So the only question left is, what story are you going to tell first?